Here's a stock I'm watching closely for next week. It appears to be setting up for a big move. That stock is Tempus Ai, ticker symbol TEM, and I'm going to go ahead and break it down and show you guys what it is that I'm looking at. First of all, I am on the 3-month chart, and I want to point out that it just went 2 up at 74.83. Now, we do have a month left before that candle close, but like I said, it just went 2 up. So we'll go ahead and drop down to a lower time frame. So now we are on the monthly chart, and this candle just closed last week, ending August, so it should be a fresh candle next week. Now I want to point out that we do have a 1-3 setup. Anybody that trades the strat, you know, if we go 1-3-2 on a higher time frame, that can be a big move. That is a very powerful setup, and that is what I'm hoping for, a 1-3-2 up. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the high of August, which was 85.28. So once we break that, we do go 1-3-2 up on the monthly. Okay. Now back here in February, this is the all-time high, and I'm going to go ahead and mark that out for visual purposes at 91.45. So we're going to keep these targets in mind on these higher time frames. As we go down to a lower time frame for a little bit more detail. And now we are on the weekly time frame. Just kind of looking, we do have a 2-1. So technically you could take it at the break of this candle of last week's high and take it up. I'm not going to take my entry off the weekly because my setup is really coming from the monthly. So I want to go down 2 time frames. So my entry is going to be found on the daily, and that is like kind of my sweet spot too. So now we are on the daily chart, and if you follow me, you know that I like to really get into detail on the daily. This is where I like to find my market structure and then drop down to a lower time frame and find my entry. However, we started all the way on the 3-month chart, and with the monthly being the most recently that closed, and you typically want to go down 2 time frames to find your entry. So my entry for this one is going to be found on the daily. Now for this stock, we are just coming out of this downtrend, and I'm going to go ahead and draw that for visual purposes. As you can see, we broke out of the channel and we have been making a new uptrend. However, it is also trading off of this double bottom, and I'll go ahead and mark that out for visual purposes because you guys know double bottom is one of my favorite patterns to trade. So after a break of the neckline, you kind of want a retest of the neckline. We did kind of come down here, not quite touch the neckline, but we did pull back like right above that neckline at 67.02, and I'll go ahead and mark the neckline at 65.82 for visual purposes. And now after that pull back above the neckline, we did make another leg up all the way up to 85.28 before making another pullback. Now I do want to point out, when we went 2 up on the 3-month at 75.86, we came down to retest it, and it just reclaimed that level last week. And now I'm going to draw out the new uptrend that this stock is in, and I did kind of delete some of the markings from that double bottom just for a more clean visual. And here's where my trade idea comes in. We are currently at the bottom of this trading channel, and I want to take it back to the top. So it'll be the top of the trend, and we respect the trend. The trend is your friend. Follow the trend. So my entry is going to be the break of Friday's high at 76.39, and I will change that to red just to kind of separate it from them purple markings. Now I do go back to the left to look for some previous swing highs to mark as potential resistance or profit taking areas. Now I did say that this was going to be a long-term swing, so I am going to have a lot of time. I didn't even mark anything, but I will say 79.49 is a level to watch. We will round that up to $80, and then I think we'll go every $5, so we'll watch 80, 85, and then 90. See how that works out for us. If you found this video to be helpful, hit the like button, and don't forget to follow for more trading tips.